Good morning, class. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, class. I want to start to take you another session of transmission system. Our previous lesson was about the engines, how the engine operates. And before we start, I want us you enter in the LMS and you sign your attendance. To start with, I want us to take you through the recap of the previous lesson, where we learned about an engine and we saw the main function of an engine, and we said the main function of an engine is to convert the heat energy into mechanical energy, hence producing power. And we identified some parts in an engine. We had a crankshaft, camshaft, the pistons, the connecting rod, and the sump. And to remind you, the function of a crankshaft is to convert the linear motion to rotary motion. The linear motion is the movement of the piston up and down. And you all know that the piston is connected to the crankshaft through the connecting rod. We have the piston which acts like a gas tight seal and other parts. Our today's lesson is we are going to start with the transmission system. And in the transmission system, we have some components that transfer that motion from the engine to the road wheels. To start with, we have the clutch, we have the gearbox, we have the propeller shaft, we have the universal joints, the final drive, and the differential, and the rear axle. Other books will call it the half axles. To start with, I want to define what is transmission system. Transmission system is the mechanism that transmits the power developed by the engine of the automobile to the engine to the driving wheels. That is transmission system. Transmission system is to transfer the power which is produced by the engine to the road wheels through those various components we have mentioned there. To start with, I want us to start with the clutch. And I want to give you the requirements of transmission system is to provide means of connection and disconnection of engine with the rest of powertrain without shock and smoothly. When you want to engage the gears, you must step on the clutch pedal, and by that time you are disconnecting the motion which is being produced by the engine. Hence, you will engage the gear smoothly without any noise. Another requirement in the transmission system, it provides a varied leverage between the engine and the drive wheels. It provides a means of transfer power in opposite direction. It enables the power transmission at varied angles and varied lengths. The universal joint is the one that enables the power to be transmitted at varied angles. You can remember the propeller shaft is not a one piece. It is joined with the universal joint, and that the main function of the universal joint is to transfer that motion at varied angles. It enables the speed reduction between engine and the drive wheels in the ratio of 5:1. That's the function of the final drive. Is the one that enables the speed to be reduction, increased between the engine and the drive wheels. The other function is to enable the diversion of power flow at right angles. The half axle in the final drives, when the motion now is in the final drive, is transferred to the road wheels at an angle of 90 through the half axles. As earlier I told you that some books will refer them as the half shafts. Other books will refer them as half axles. The other requirement, it provides means to drive the driving wheels at different speeds when required. For example, that's a main function of the final drive. For example, when the vehicle is cornering, the outer wheel will drive faster than the inner wheel. when the vehicle is cornering. But when the vehicle is moving on a straight line, you'll see that all the components in the final drive, they move at one speed. The other function is it is bear the effect of torque reaction, driving thrust, and braking effort effectively. The above functions I have mentioned there, they are fulfilled by the following main units of transmission system. One, the clutch. I said the main clutch, the function of the clutch is to disengage and engage the motion which is produced by the engine. The main function of the gearbox is to provide a neutral position, provide a reverse, it increases the torque, and the transfer case is the final drive, and we have said the final drive. Now, the propeller shaft and the universal joints, we have said the propeller shaft is to pick that motion from the gearbox to the final drive. The final drive, we have said the main function of the final drive is to transfer that drive at an angle of 90 to the road wheels. Now, I want us to have a recap of what we have learned today, and I want to take you through the main components of the final drive, the transmission system. And before that, I want us to give you an assignment. Before the assignment, let's see the main components of a transmission system. We have seen the first components of the transmission system is the clutch. We have the propeller shaft. We have the clutch. Let me name them in an orderly manner. We have the clutch. We have the gearbox. We have the propeller shaft. We have the universal joints. And we have the final drive. And inside the final drive, we have some components where we have the pinion shaft. We have the crown wheel. We have the planet gears. We have the sun gears, and they have axle. So our next lesson, we are going to have a practical lesson where we are going to overhaul a final drive, and we see all those components in the final drive that transfer that motion at an angle of 90. We see them. So I wish to stop there, and I want to give you an assignment. And this assignment, I want to take it as your Cat 1, and it is individual. With the aid of a diagram, you draw a final drive, and you write the operation of the final drive. So, is there anybody with a question?
Yes. I have a question.
Yes.
How shall we get the notes?
I will send the notes as a PDF. All those notes I will send you. I will do your class rep. The class rep then will send the notes to you. Any question?
Yes. How are we going to submit the assignment as a soft copy or hard copy?
No, I want the assignment as a soft copy. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else with a concern, observation before we call it a day? So if there is no, I want to release you, and please cooperate, and you mark your attendance if you have not marked. Thank you and have a good day.
Funza vizuri sana.
Ni nani wameparticipate? Juu kimeingia?